Okay, so I went on eBay and I got a basic fender eliminator bracket for a GSXR, I think GSXR 1000. It comes with the fender and it comes with a little LED light. So when I first put it up against the Can Am, if I want to move it back as far as I can, I'm going to have to cut this lip right here and then just mount it with these holes into the upper fender. So just zip it here. I mean, I could go closer, but I don't want to make that, you know, I'll probably go somewhat about there and just go straight and just keep enough end so that I don't break the bracket as I bolt it in. So let me show you on the bike outside. It's a little dark. I don't know if I can get a good shot of the camera. So that's what we're going to do. Let me go outside and just show you on the bike. So if I mount this like this, you see here, and I cut those little tabs off, we'll be able to stick it like right there, and it stays on a nice level with the fender, so it shouldn't have any issue, and the light will point downward. So I don't think I'll have any problems with cops because it'll be pointing downward. It shouldn't be pointing at anybody driving. It'll look like it'll be pretty much straight on that plate. So I'm going to cut that. Obviously I'm not going to mount it tonight at 7 o'clock at night in the winter in a snowstorm. So what I'm going to do is just cut that end off straight up and see if I can't get it to get pretty close to where the end of the plastic is here. Obviously I got to go up there and look to see if there's anything I'm going to hit, but I think that's where I want to be. So I'll pull that down with these bolts here. I'll pull it down and see if I can't mount it. There's one screw here, and then these side things go, and it should pull down. So I'm gonna go inside and I'm gonna cut that piece with the Dremel. So I basically just taped it off just to mark where I want to go, so I have a rough idea. Take a Dremel and cut it. I'm just going to nib this straight so it looks better. Okay, so I nubbed the sides off, and that should make us be able to clear right up underneath that. So let me try to make my way over there with the light. We look up underneath it. And that's where she's going to sit. Now it's a little straight up and down, but it's in position with the tire. I mean, I don't want to go too far. I want to kind of go out as far as I can so that it's like that. And from it'll look more like a sports bike. A lot of sports bikes have that. I'm not going to turn it down because I don't think I want to. I mean, I can nip it down a little bit if I wanted to. Bend it down a little bit more. Not much. These guys are saying if you go like that, sometimes they hit, but that's a little too straight. I might have to bend it a hair. Alright, so I bent it a little bit so that we can get it. You can see from the wheel. Greg's going to hold it a minute. I'm going to push it down and can you hold the camera? I'm going to push down. We're nowhere near that tire. So I think that'll be fine where it is. I think that's a perfectly fine angle. And
I mean, I was even holding it like that, so it could even be bent more.
Yeah, but I mean, look, it's going to be like this. So hold your finger like that a minute. Up against it, because that's where it's going to be. I don't think we're anywhere. You can hold your finger where it was.
Yeah,
I don't think we're anywhere near it. I don't think that's going to hit at all.
No.
And I think that's going to be a decent look, and the lights will be pointed down enough where I don't think it'll hit anything. Okay, so the little light just has two little screws that go through, and it just attaches right through those holes. I don't think there's double stick tape, but I'll just double check. No, just straight through. Wire comes up through there and it attaches. Okay, so that's the little light attached. That's just sitting on with a plate. Obviously it's not a moped, but I just need a plate to establish the height for setting it up. Okay, so we moved into the garage because we sold the pace car Corvette. So now we have the garage free, so we have all our bikes out in our garage. And now we can at least work on the Can Am. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take this bolt out here. Then I'm going to pop this top panel. It should just pull up. And then we'll look to see where we can put that plate mounting part. And make sure we're not going to hit anything up top. Bolt out. Now this should just pop up, and it does. So now we'll figure out if we put it here, we shouldn't hit anything. So it'll make it a lot easier where we can just go up, bolt it in, put it down. We're going to take the panel down because the drill doesn't fit between the wheel and the piece to get a nice drill on it. So it's just 6 more screws. We're going to take it down. So these 6 screws on the side. That back in without a problem. Okay, so we have it mounted. We can get the bolt here. I made sure that the license plate would clear it, so if I put a tool in there and get it in, just 2 screws up here and put the hole drilled in there for the wire. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo here this track, and this is the wire for the factory license plate wire. So what I'm going to do is undo that, bring it up here, and bring it up to the top. Okay, so basically we pulled the wire up from down here, we brought it up, wire tied it, brought it up to the back here. As you can see, the wire here. Then what I did is I took the factory rear light, I cut the end off of it, put them together. So we got a factory connection. Obviously I didn't cut too much off this side, so if I ever want to put it back on, I can. And voila. So now we're just going to put it all back together. Okay, so here it's done. It doesn't hit. We bounced on it a million times. Greg, you can push down on it real quick. There's no way it's not going to hit. We jumped on it. We both sat on it. Worst comes to worst, if it does, all it's going to do is push the plate up a little bit because it's on a perfect angle. Not going to do anything to anything. Hit it. So, there you go. So it's lit up, looks good. It's not pointing at anybody's face, which is good. And if it does, too bad. Then stop riding so close to you. Right? So I think it looks good. I'm happy with it. I don't know if I can get a link on it to what I bought off of eBay, but in the grand scheme of things, it came off for a Hayabusa. I think for a Hayabusa, and as you saw in the beginning, I cut it. So looks good. Looks much better without the rear fender. I like the tire showing. So as usual, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Like and subscribe.